What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a very hot day for us up here in the area of all places. Oh, we're not used to it all of a sudden, like one day being 60 degrees and the next day 87, I think was the highest we hit. It got pretty crazy, but air conditioning's been turned on. It's working great. You know, it's one of the best investments we had last year. I think it was about a year or two ago. I think it was last year, actually, that we had it replaced. But, well worth it. But enough of that. As we know, Final Fantasy VII Remake has been completed. Next games I'm going to be playing are basically second chance games, I want to give another chance to. I'm going to be starting that off series with Horizon Zero Dawn. But first, we're just going to unwind. We're going to play some Ninja Gaiden, which I have not played in a long time. Ninja Gaiden Black since before. Yeah, I haven't played this since before my spinal fusion, so 3-4 months maybe? Let's get it going. Once again, you'll have to let me know if I need to readjust any type of audio, because different games, of course, different systems are going to be different volumes. Apparently, I have not played this in a while. It's not letting me skip the warning. It seems like if you've been playing the game recently, it stores some stuff in like some kind of short-term memory, at least. Some kind of like RAM for the system and for the game in particular. Let's do normal. I have not played in a while, so we'll stick with normal.
The evil dark dragon blade, a legendary sword.
What about the happy fun blade? Is it like a pair of safety scissors?
It brought plague and
man, that's like safety
to the
scissors.
world during the age of ancient myth. It has been sealed by those of the dragon lineage since the dawn of history because of its incredible capacity for evil.
I mean, even I don't know why they would make such a thing. It just seems really stupid.
That dwell
like,
within
hey, let's make a sword. Okay, cool. What's it gonna be? The like total epitome of evil.
It would gather the hatred
Who made you a swordsmith
of
again?
mankind and confer it upon the one who wields it, transforming him into the devil incarnate. However, not
did
even
no one in
those
ancient
of the
Japan
dragon
go, hey,
lineage
wait a
who
minute, this is
protect it
kind of dumb.
know the true extent of its power. The dragon sword, another weapon protected by the dragon lineage since ancient times. This sword, which is said to have been used by ancient warriors to slay the black
ancient warriors in an ancient place, in an ancient land with very few adjectives.
Generation to generation in the Hayabusa ninja clan, the modern descendants of the dragon lineage. And now, the dragon sword is gripped firmly in the hands of young ninja Ryu Hayabusa.
Blah 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 story. I'm playing this on the Xbox 360. I'm thinking about it, like actually have better cables. I bought component cables for my original Xbox. Thinking about playing on that, but I'm like, I have to get a lot of stuff out and move things around. The Xbox 360 is already here. It outputs to, it's upscaling this game already, so we'll just stick with that. Keep it nice and simple. I forgot, it almost loops through the story like 1.5 times or 2 times, and then it's done loading. This like crazy loading time. I want to say it's over a minute, maybe a minute and a half. I can't remember. I think right about now it should finally be done loading. There we go. Yeah, I think it's like 90 seconds or so. I'll have to go back and take a look on the archive to see exactly how long that takes, but I think it's like 90 seconds. Okay, block. I've also been playing Sigma a lot too, so it kind of throws me off. Sigma, they actually put up a wall right here so you can't fall off the edge. Not sure why. I guess it was they thought it was some kind of big problem, but let's see, can I hit the bird? There we go. I think it's too slow. Nope. Just fast enough. I love how fast I'm just fitting right back into this game. Never really quite leaves you. Come on, up the wall. Must chain them up in order to slaughter everybody. Give the samurai some fangs. Get a key because reasons. By the way, it should be noted that basically Ryu's just going in for a friendly chat with his uncle, who is the head of another ninja clan, and I am just like murdering everybody. Their family reunions have to be amazing. I think I was doing, yeah, these were like saves for when I was doing speedruns of this game. Or at least practicing speedruns for the game, I should say. I decided not to do it after a while. Just had more fun playing it casually than I would like speedrunning. It was like stressing me out too much to do this game. Let's see if it lets me get the charge off. It did, but failed. Alright, fight the old hippie with nunchucks. Good times.
I see you have made it this far.
Oh, I was trying to roll away, got me on the grab. Is I gonna go for the wall cheese? Nope, not falling for the wall strats today. One more hit. There we go. My ninja dog. No, a master ninja. Still don't quite understand how ranking works in this game, because some levels you go flying through really fast, and you become like Master Ninja. Other times you go fast, and the game's like Ninja Dog, which is like the lowest rating. That they wanted you to stay and defeat enemies, I guess? It's kind of like inconsistent, at least from my understanding of it. It's like, please stop sticking the walls. Nope, too far. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can get this. I haven't done this in a while. I say, like, let's see if I can do the skip, and then I immediately fail. Like, didn't even get the chance to try to do the waterfall skip. Oops. That's alright, that's fun. I haven't played this game forever. Feels like forever. There we go. So you can do it, buddy. I believe in you. I'm used to playing Sigma, where you have like a sorcerer or a magician, or whatever you want to call them. Basically, they just throw like fireballs at you. In Sigma, like one will spawn down here while the other samurai guys run up to attack you. Go for the lunar staff. Nice little addition to this game. It was started, actually, I think it was originally part of the Hurricane packs. Gotta look up how to restore those Hurricane packs to my modded Xbox if I ever get it fixed. I'm using a wired controller right now from Xbox 360, and it's quite old. And like the D-pad is just like wiggling around its plastic. Yeah, I think the RTX is like cutting out the sound from it going through, but it's like it's just wiggling. So I have to use the D-pad to go back and forth in here. And the D-pad on the 360 is already terrible to begin with. So it's like, oh, this is even more fun. Alright, let's see. Nope, did not work. Okay. So this is a safe spot in Sigma. I don't know if it is here for Black. It's been too long. Okay, let's try experimenting here at Lunar. What? Excuse me? Game's like, nah, nah, nah. Let go of that charge. You might hurt somebody with that. Okay, that was interesting. I don't think I've ever done that segment with the loader staff before, so I was like, let's give it a shot, see what happens. Usually I just stick with my dragon sword. Ryu Hayabusa, ninja, leader, brave robber. Masakato. Forgot to do my Lives of a Thousand Gods. Oops. Yeah, I'm getting trolled on this fight. My own doing. I screwed it up anyway. I should have done the all the item prep before I went into the battle. Thankfully, reloads are blissfully quick. Spit it out correctly, okay. Oh my god. There we go, so now if I screw it up again, I won't have to do all that over again. Oh, let's hope we catch more of the horse. Oh, almost finished him off. Oh, the stupid front armor. It's like, please kill him. Okay. Getting a little too close for comfort there, screwing around even. Alright, counterattacks, finally! And end of the chapter. Pardon me. If you're only used to playing Sigma, there would be like a couple extra levels they threw in at this point, where you get to run through the burning buildings, fight a couple more enemies, then you get to fight Doku. The man who turns you into a zombie, and it's never explained how you come back to life for the other games. Ignore that, move on, it doesn't matter. But in Sigma, if you beat him here with like very low level, without even the counter block, or counterattack move, you can then move up to the next difficulty if it's not unlocked yet. So if you're playing on normal, it unlocks hard, hard, very hard. Then after that is... I don't think it unlocks Master. I don't think it will do that. I've never been able to try it though. I've unlocked very hard doing that fight on Sigma, but I don't think I've ever won the fight on very hard against him there. And thus begins the beginning of the movie The Crow. Ooh, cool. The reason I went, ooh, cool, is I pulled up my Amazon, and I ordered a new PlayStation 1 laser. Like generic crap knockoff from China, but that's all you can really get these days. You can buy an authentic PlayStation 1 laser. Pardon me, like the ones that was actually on Sony's PlayStation, but brand new, they're like $120 last I looked. Not worth it, so I'm buying like a $20 knockoff from China. And it says it's shipped, but of course it's... Let's see... It's leaving China... Customs clearance... Okay, so it's been cleared from customs from the United States today, or actually 2 days ago, for Los Angeles. So it's probably going to come over by boat, because it's not expected to be here till like end of July, just about, unfortunately. Or not July, June. July would be way too late. So what that means is basically... No, July is when it's going to be, yeah. So it's coming over by boat, apparently. That's why haven't really been buying games anymore. I have extra money. I was like, oh, let's buy some extra Sega Saturn games, add more stuff to my collection. That'd be nice. And everything's going by boat now from the pandemic. So shipping, instead of taking like 9 days to 2 weeks maximum from
My
Japan,
network
was
of
now
ninja
3 months
have
by
uncovered the
boat.
reason for the attack.
All right, so hippie nunchuck uncle is like, hey man, like this evil guy took your sword. You gotta like go get him. And Ryu's like, all right, cool, I'll go do that. We're gonna go by the most awesome like mode of transportation ever, the Zeppelin.
The whole
And then these guys board it, and then I go on a killing rampage because I'm a ninja. Doesn't trigger him here? Really? Wow, okay, I thought they just came out no matter what. I guess I have to trigger the initial fight where they come out through or busted in through the window.
you must
Interesting. Yeah, so it's inside this door here. This amazingly spacious, wide cabin with only bunk and no other decorations in the room. You have to go in here to trigger the fight. Most dangerous entry ever. Man, I really gotta get my sword upgraded. I'm like, oh, I only have level 1 Master Sword, it does nothing. Each fight's a struggle. Yeah, now they'll come out from around this corner. Was not the cleanest of fights. That's okay. I'm just playing for fun. This is a game that causes most people to rage with how hard it is or perceived hardness. And I will admit, I legitimately on the original vanilla Ninja Gaiden broke 3 controllers on the original Xbox. Those things were dirty, like were not dirty, durable as hell. You know, from rage trying to learn how to beat this game. It wasn't until Ninja Gaiden Black came out and they included the Ninja Dog mode, which is where you die 3 times and the game asks you if you want to put it on easy mode. It wasn't until then that I learned how to play the game. Like I put it on easy, then like I could figure out the game mechanics without getting my butt kicked constantly. Went, oh, I get it. I know how this game works now, and you know I enjoyed it. I was able to beat the game on easy, normal, hard, very hard, and then I've never beaten master. But a lot of times, like people just like play this game like stress out. For me, this is a game to just play and relax. Oh, it sounds like my laryngitis is kicking back up. Unfortunately, I have chronic laryngitis, so it hasn't been too much of a problem for a long time, really. For about maybe 2 or 3 years. Pardon me, just be honest. Like, yes, I got enough for it. Good. You know, it's like laryngitis, like it just strikes for no reason, and it seems like it's starting to right now. Because I noticed my throat's been getting sore lately, and like my voice is getting a little more gravelier than usual. So I'm like, oh, okay, something's going on. But oh well. I mean, it's like I'm not employed right now, so I'm still recovering from my spinal fusion. So nothing I can do about that. Save. See, I don't think we can do anything here just yet. No, I need to go upstairs first. Oh, it didn't kill that guy. Or dude, stop! Oh, that was cheap. Yeah, this fight did not go as planned. Yeah, I got that funky angle to coming off with it. Because normally you want to like run, hit the first guy like right here with your diving swallow. Sometimes they'll even connect with the second guy here, take both their heads off. And then you just have to deal with the first guy, and then you can charge up, you know, collect the orbs, and then do your ultimate technique on the armored guy who comes around the corner. And it did not happen. Oops. Far. Or I forget this later. Yeah, so this game, actually I say like all the Ninja Gaiden games in general, are like games I play to relax and just have fun with. You know, it's like those that type of action-oriented games. I would really like to get back into Bayonetta 2, and I tried playing it the other day on the latest version of Cemu emulator, which is really amazing. It's gotten so much better. I fired up Breath of the Wild, Zelda Breath of the Wild the other day, and to tested out the new shader settings you can do with it, and it was just like, I was like, oh man, this game is fun. It's like it's been so long since I played it. It's been a year. Oh, I screwed that up. I'm supposed to hold block. Oops. Yeah, you know, it says like the new shader cache building, and what it can do is like asynchronous, which is like there's only one guy here. So instead of like when you collect like shaders and stuff, either be a lot of emulators like RPCS3, which is a PlayStation 3 emulator, or Cemu using OpenGL, it'll stutter. Like you get a new like cache that recognizes like, okay, we haven't really saved this before, seen it, saves it the memory, unless it's stutter. Well, the new version of Cemu, what it can do with the Vulkan API is make it so it doesn't stutter. You just keep running through, like you might stutter like once or twice or slow down. I had to have it every once in a while because I cleared out my old shader cache and just to see what it would be like. And I was just zipping around the countryside with my completed game file with my horse and the motorcycle, just running around, and like it hiccup every once in a while, but it just you see like shader caching 50 of them, and boom. And instead of the game like loading it up right, like the first time you saw the texture, like it may not load in correctly all the way, but then like after a second it'd pop into view. Like if you're running along and you came across this new grassy field pattern you'd never seen before, it'd give you like this really low texture, and then after about a second or so it'd pop in with the high def one. And then whenever you came around and saw it again, it instantly load up. It was like there was no stutter whatsoever. So it was pretty cool. So as I mentioned, like the thing there, I was also playing Bayonetta 2, and I tried it out that way, and it's still too much of a strain on my back. My back is healing, but it's still not up to Bayonetta speedrunning capabilities yet. That didn't work. I was trying to do Flying Swallow. Okay, here we go. So what's my money at, out of curiosity? At 32,000. Or not 32,000, I wish it was 32,000. Man, that would be like a world record somehow. No, we are at 3,200. Looking to see about getting an armlet next. Now this is like really hard. This is like the default camera angle, but in black, thankfully, you can like change it, so you can like rotate it around. Like, because I can't tell you how many times like you couldn't see what you're doing, and the camera would like go really wonky and it'd drop you off the edge. It was a nightmare in the original game. Black is such a welcomed update. Don't think I need... Yeah, I think I'm pretty good for bow and arrow right now. Okay, power systems have been disrupted. In Sigma, you'd have two guys swing over here and attack you. See, it's weird. It's like I have 3 different versions of this game kicking around my skull, and they always like want to compete for what's going to happen. It's like I have Vanilla, Black, and Ninja Gaiden Sigma for the PlayStation 3, which I would love to see released on modern consoles. I say that right as we're on the cusp of like PlayStation 5 and then the next Xbox, whatever the hell they want to name themselves series, you know, coming out. But I'd still love to see this on PlayStation 4, like a collection. You know, just like Sigma 1 and 2, and 1, 2, and then Razor's Edge. Screw Yaiba. Nobody likes that game. And then, like, my dream for that be, like, if they were to do, like, an Ultimate Remaster, like, you didn't have to, like, clean things up. Just take, like, the Sigma ports from PlayStation 3, bring them over into PlayStation 4, and that'd be good. But what I'd like to see would be, like, an ultimate version of Sigma 2 or Ninja Gaiden 2. Pardon me. Where basically you have all the blood and gore and like limb dismemberment from the original, like for Ninja Gaiden 2 for the Xbox 360, and the higher enemy count, have that in place. And then bring over the changes from Sigma 2, like the unlimited arrows. Arrows take they don't do as much damage, but you have like unlimited amount of them and less projectile spam, and the extra levels. I think that'd be great. Just make like make an ultimate version of those 2 games together. Like Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 Ultimate Edition or something, you can name it. And it's like, if you charge like $60, I'd still pay for it because I'm a sucker. Oh, I forgot. I'm used to like games where you don't... Like if you're not like you can't run off the edge. It's like, no, that's very much really a thing right now. I'm trapped in a cage of emotions. Now we just saved it, we might as well do it again. Anchorman is a movie that was like saved in editing. Saved in editing and reshoots, because like, oh my god, the original version of that movie was just god awful. Come on guys, get off me. Oh, it ate my essence too. The jerks. Where'd you come from? Yeah, Anchorman 2, like not Anchorman 2, but Anchorman, the original version of that movie, was they had like they had so much what they called extra footage, but it was actually the first version of the film that they released. Like I forgot what they called it, but it was the first version that they filmed of the movie, showed it to test audiences, and they hated it. And I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, this is garbage. It had to do with like Rob Burgundy was trying to stop a trio of bank robbers known as like the Time Stoppers or something. They all wore like these big giant clocks like Flavor Flav from Public Enemy, and they were going around robbing banks using rhymes, and it was just like, what is this? it was legitimately like god awful and terrible. And so they went back and said, okay, this isn't gonna work. Let's just shoot new material. Let's just have like, we'll just make up new riffing stuff. We're gonna include like a better subplot with the romance. It was like a completely different movie is what finally came out. But it was just like, it was not good. It was terrible. No one's gonna lose their head, huh? Okay, fine, give it to me. And now I'm trying to remember what that sequel was. Let's see. Wake Up Ron Burgundy, The Lost Movie, that's what it was called. Or the aka Anchorman The Adventure Continues. Yeah, it was, like I said, it was, let's see. Follows news team as they investigate extremist bank robbing organization The Alarm Clock, that's what it was. Plan to use the media to expose corruption. It's just, and then they like end up holding Veronica like hostage, and I don't think that like they were even like in a relationship in the original first version of the movie. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I'm like, oh no. It's like, thank God this did not come out. I have the wrong nympho equipped. Once more! The correct way, with the right nympho. It will come back to me. It's been 5 months, I think, since I played this. And I just play this to have fun, so if you want to see people who play this game amazingly well, Unwary, he does this really well. Joe Button, I don't know if he still streams himself playing this game, but he's another good pro player too. I think it's ES Frenchie, I think is his name. I've also seen him do speedruns of this too. Those are like 3 people off the top of my head I know who are just like crazy good at this. My friend Furry Pursuer, also another crazy, but he's good at like every one of these games. Black, Ninja Gaiden Black. I don't think he's ever done Sigma. I don't think I've seen him do that. I've seen him play Sigma 2 and 2, and Razor's Edge. And he's just crazy at those games. He can just hold a conversation with you while playing those games, and like nothing to him. I think he's playing on Master Ninja. It's like, oh, it's the easiest thing ever. He's like, you should play it at Sworzel. I'm like, no, thank you. Yeah, so those guys really good at the game. You're like high level. I did learn how to speedrun this game, but I just have more fun playing it just casually. I mean, because like speedrunning this game in particular is just like making me angry and frustrated because like so much is based on RNG for this game. It's insane. Like how well enemies attack and stuff like that. You can manipulate some of it, but a lot of it's just like you're at the whims of the game. Oh wow, okay, that didn't go as expected. Let's just do a safety heal. Oh, I thought that would like give me some kind of like invincibility period. Nope. There we go, close enough. Skim the Razor's Edge. He blows up, the entire thing goes Hindenburg. And then the coolest cinema ever, this entire game happens right here. I love this intro part. It kills my eyes at one part because you see it's like bright flashing because my eyes are light sensitive. But it's just so cool. It's the most impractical yet cool way for a ninja to travel on power lines. Not this crazy running on top of them with like supreme balance and lighter than air techniques. No, we're gonna do something cooler. We're gonna zipline this. That right there. Oh god, that kills my eyes. It's just so cool. And the three-point landing, which is way too rough on your knee, as Deadpool pointed out. Okay, I guess it's Sigma that has the note shoot down to the ground here. Alright. So it should be at, what? Put that back on there. 5,000 just about? Yeah, 5,000. Good.
You must go.
Go to Han's Bar. You're going to be involved in this really weird back and forth quest that they really, oh, Sigma so great because it took that out. Basically, you have to go around in a loop, go to Han's Bar, find out you can't get inside there. You have to go back to Muramasa's shop. Even if you've been there before, you still have to go back there, get your ticket, then make your way back to Han's Bar. It's just needless backtracking. Uh-oh, that happens sometimes. Oh god, not going well. I think in Sigma this guy has the nunchucks on him. You just learned about the guillotine throw. Counterattacks where I know, guillotine throw. Send A. Wait, did I just do that? Looks like there's a slight pause. I'm like, yeah, it's a slight pause to it. It's like, oh, maybe this is about as fast as doing the rolling jump. I guess not. Uh-oh, Gamov. Oh, that didn't work. GT requires a target? What's GT? Not following on that one. It's probably something really obvious. I'll go, oh, GT, of course. That makes sense. But for right now, I'm drawing a mental block. Guillotine throw, thank you! Yeah, like I said, duh, that was really easy. My brain works in mysteriously broken and dumb ways. Yeah, I've played this game before. I mean, I learned to speedrun it, so... I just haven't played it in like 5-6 months. So I just play it for fun. This is like a game that causes most people to rage, and I'm like, oh, I just play it for fun. It's like, we're like, and to relax, people are like, what? It's like, everyone's got their own kind of fun game to do, and this is mine. Sir, could you please not? Thank you. I was like, oh cool, he's not gonna shoot. No, he did. Don't think I need the bow. I keep forgetting, like, oh yeah, I don't need the bow for anything else. And it's like, and then I end up needing it again. And that's how the downfall of this game of like having 3 versions of this game stuck in my head. I have Vanilla, Black, which I'm playing right now, and then Sigma. So I'm like expecting like different things to happen in different locations, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not in this version. Now I'm surprised by something different. Let's see, can I do it? Yep. And I'm hoping the audio levels are okay, because I had everything set up for Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I finished lunch stream. But whenever you switch consoles and games, it's always a crapshoot to make sure everything's leveled correctly. For the side! Nope, I go. There we go. Let's do... might as well get these out of the way. Alright, and then... let's see, nunchucks are down back here. Yeah, they're straight back this way. I think. Yeah, there he is. I don't really use them, but yay, there they are. Muramasa, I'm old but secretly a badass if you've ever played Ninja Gaiden 2. Alright, so that's level up, can't do that. Looter, let's get you up and going. Izuna drop, oh yes, baby baby, I need Izuna. So ridiculously overpowered in this game, it's amazing. I love it so much. It's really weird, like if you ever played Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, like Izuna dropped, and they have this like really bizarre pattern. Instead of just doing X, Y, X, 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 Y in the air like you normally do for every single weapon, it's like X, X, Y, X, Y, Y, X, X. It's like this weird like 15-string combo, it looks like. And it's like, this is the only way you can do it, but it's like if you just do this traditional input right here for Dragon Sword or any other weapon in that game, it does the Izuna drop. It's like, then why did you say it's some other completely weird string then? I mean, that game has problems to begin with. It's special to begin with. Alright, let's unlock the door. Oh no, it's a trap. Who could have seen that coming? And if you really want to take the time, you can actually farm here repeatedly. Like you can usually do a wall run into a flying swallow, which usually, fingers crossed, knock on wood, with a rabbit's foot, will decapitate the first two guards, and then you'll stun the third up the stairs, like the guy with the shield or the armored guard. I don't know what their official name is. And that usually gives you enough time to absorb the essence to do an ultimate technique on them. And you just like repeat it over and over, run down the stairs and back, and you can grind here if you really want to, but just missed. So this is the way you can grind here early if you really want to. I think the best spot is, I think it's chapter 8, right before the end. You first get the Diablo sword, I think I call it. I just Diablero or Diablero. I just call it the Devil sword, the Diablo sword. There's a spot there you can do it, like right before you go onto the military base. It works out pretty well. Let's nope out of here. Get this, then nope out of here. Yes, go Diablo. I've heard people not like that sword. I'm like, how can you not love the sword? Especially when you get it leveled up. Because the counter hit's usually one-hit kill for most things. It's like, it's amazing. Unlabored Flawlessness is really good too, but I mean, that just got nerfed in Black, and just like every version of the game after that, like Sigma, it gets nerfed even more. Let's see, I still need to go, yeah, I need to be rejected at Han's bar anyway. No, wait, I gotta go back this way because I gotta unlock the door. Trying to remember sequences in this game. Excuse me. Excuse me again. There's ninjas in black garb, just like you, but they're not you. And then follow over this way so you don't trigger the fight. Get all the goodies. I'm only good on Master Ninja 1, Chapter 8. Yeah, okay, so it was Chapter 8. I've done it before on normal. It's like, you can still do it. But it's far more rewarding if you can do it on Master, for sure. I agree with you there, but unfortunately my skills are not Master quality. For that, I would point you to Furry Pursuer when he plays this game, when he's not busy doing Code Vein, which he's been doing lately. On where he's been doing, I think, Stalker? Rise of yeah, Stalker, that first-person shooter game. Other than that, they've been doing, usually we'll do, Ninja Gaiden games. Ridiculously well, better than I could ever hope to do. Oh, screwed it up, didn't get the drop. Alright. Yeah, let's go forward and back. There we go. Trying to get the on landing, which doesn't really do anything, it just looks cool. I like this guy. comes up here, he's like, "Hey, you got a ticket?" And Ryu's like, "No." He's like, "Sorry, I can't let you in, even though you're clearly a ninja and could kill me without a moment's hesitation. I'm going to say no to you." And Ryu's like, "Yeah, that's fine. I respect your cojones. You live. I'll let you live this time." And this, if you don't know what this is, the first time that the original Xbox was shown off was a prototype dev unit. They were just like, they knew this was never going to be the design, but this is what they had for the presentation. It's a big, humongous, giant silver X with the lines on there. So it always cracks me up when they put that prototype original Xbox in this game, which unfortunately, well, I can understand why. In what was it? Sigma was taken out. It's just like a big Team Ninja monolith floating in the air. So of course, you know, it's a PlayStation game at that point. You don't really want to have your competition in there. Yeah, I mean, Ryu's got to know something about this guy. I mean, if Ryu, like, who can, like, just kill everybody without thinking there, respects this man, that man has done some scary shit you don't want to know about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the military base, and also I think they added that monolith thing in Sigma right before the final boss runs. Like, you know, you're in the underworld, you get up to the very top, like the 4 doors you have to unlock with like the different deities, and then right there, like, is you know, the portal to do like all the fights again, because this game loves you have you fighting multiple bosses constantly. And I think they put one up there too, which was actually a nice welcomed addition. Because before it was like a really huge test of your endurance to do like 6 boss fights in a row. God, man, my Flying Swallow's not taking anybody out today. Oh, I can. Like I said, it's one of those things. Is like, it's nice because I mean, you do it like this. You play it in this game, Black and Vanilla 04. You know, didn't have that too. It was like just basically like, okay, do all these fights and good luck. Life's not fair, neither is this game. Light on the sun. Smoke bombs I've never used. I've never understood the purpose of them. It's like some people like swear by them, like Furry Pursuer swears by them, and I'm just like, eh. I think there's like one fight it comes in handy for, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Oh, one of the Doku fights, I think it kind of comes in handy. But I just use other strats on them anyway, so. This is the only time you see this angle in this entire game, is camera angle. Boss fight in Chapter 3. Yeah, that's what it was, yeah, because I've seen it, like, later in the game. Like, Doku, and I guess that's the other one there, too, like the Zeppelin fight with whatever his face is. Enter in my favorite lady, who is most impractically dressed. And then Sigma has the world's wonkiest run cycle. It is so goofy looking. Dynamo, there we go. Yeah, I always have a bad habit of never learning, like, characters or enemies' names. Especially for, like, Bayonetta 2, which is, like, a big problem because I have world records in that game, and I'm a mod for the Bayonetta speedrunning Discord, and I'm like, yeah, so when you fight King Kong, and they're like, you mean this character? Yeah, that's the guy's name. It's like, I can never know these people's names. And no one on this one, it doesn't have them come up. Yeah, mission mode's the only way you know their names because it doesn't pop up anything, which would be kind of nice. Like, you see a life bar and have a name up there, it gives it a little more meaning, so...
So what does that make you?
You know, I didn't know that Masakato, the guy on the horse, in the beginning of the game was like... Well, his name was Masakato, I was just like, horse dude.
Do you know him?
People are like, oh, excuse me, it's Masakato? I'm like, excuse me, it doesn't say in the game, I didn't know. Sorry.
You have no idea what you're up against, do you? If he could be
Strategy
killed, I
guide.
would've done it myself
There's a
long
strategy
ago.
guide for this?
He was the one that took my sister from me.
It's one of those things like you can look at a strategy guide for this game, it's not going to help you. It's just going to give you general ideas like, hey, try doing this, but it's up to you. These smoke bombs are good at throwing off normal enemies. I've heard that too, but it always seems like I try using it and then trying to get around them real fast, like just like quick roll into an X to do like a quick slash, and it always seems like they keep blocking it. Either I'm using it wrong or I'm not understanding it, but I just usually I'll pick them up and then never use them.
Don't.
Alright, enough of that. Oh yeah, abusing walls and flying swallows is a great tactic. Because vanilla, if you've never played, if you're used to playing Ninja Gaiden Black, if you have what I call like vanilla Ninja Gaiden, the original first version that came out, that plays completely different from this game. It's like you can't charge your own ultimate techniques at all. You have to have a Orb of Essence there. So it's a completely different way to play the game. You gotta quickly kill a guy and then try to like save an essence orb in order to chain into an ultimate technique. It's like you have this like you really have to like chain your attacks together and chain your like your kills. It's a lot different playing. Weapons were also like way out of hand for enemy damage. It was crazy. Wouldn't be like till later in the game until like a lot of the weapons stopped doing as much crazy damage, but I mean, unlabored flawlessness, if you can get that in the original vanilla, you just wrecked everything. Yeah, there was also no third-person camera, no lunar, which really came in, and actually a lot of the weapons were added in for Black, like lunar was added in, and they rebalanced a lot of the weapons there, because people were only playing the entire game with the ninja sword, with your dragon sword. Oh yes, Flying Swallow was super broken in vanilla. Oh man, was it ever. So I played the original Ninja Gaiden. I bought it when it came out. It took me like 2 hours to get past Murai. I had to stop and think of his name because I keep calling hippie nunchuck dude. Your uncle, technically. And I had like at that point in time, like I was like ran into like major financial problems. I had to like sell off my Xbox, and I was like actually homeless for a couple months. And I sold like my Xbox and like all of my games I had, including Ninja Gaiden. And the guy's like, I was like, dude, this game's hard. He's like, it's not that hard. He's like, it's real easy. I'm like, let me know if you get past, you know, like when you come to work tomorrow, let me know if you get past like the first boss. He's like, yeah, I'll get past. I'll beat the game. Like, okay, good luck with that. Next day at work, he comes in. He's like, I can't get past that guy. I'm like, yeah, it's tricky. it's not easy. I broke 3 Xbox original controllers playing that game out of rage, and those controllers were very durable. They took a lot of abuse to shatter. So I broke 3 of them, and I hated the game, and then Black came out, Ninja Gaiden Black, and I bought it because it had the easy mode. So I'm like, okay, cool. So tried out easy mode, then the game clicked for me. Then I understood what it was trying to do for me, which is really weird because I could play Devil May Cry 3, the non-special edition version, where the normal mode is hard. Like literally, they screwed it up. They had to re-release as a special edition with the, you know, the leveling correctly done. So normal is actually normal. Normal's not very hard. I could play and beat that no problem. But like Ninja Gaiden just kicked my butt. It wasn't until Ninja Dog Mode came out with Black here that I learned to play the game. Things clicked. And went, oh, now I get it. Be able to progress through like normal. You know, I was able to learn the game, have a lot more fun. So it's like I went from like hating this game to loving it. Excuse me. For some of the splash damage, yeah. Oh, didn't. Oh, really? Yeah, because this was a game that also, so I found out about Ninja Dog and I told my friends about it. I'm like, I was like, okay, I had the, gosh, what was it? I was living in a place in Michigan that did not have Like, I didn't have high-speed internet at all. Like, it was really weird. Half the town had it, half the town didn't. I was like, oh my god. So, like, I was in a part of the town that didn't have it. We were stuck on dial-up because it was, like, farmland. Because I had a farm at that point. So I had this Xbox Live card, like, these, you know, numbers there for it. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, hey, friend of mine. I'm like, here's like $20. Because, like, buy Ninja Gaiden Black digital. You know, like, just buy it there. Because, like, I tell him it's a good game. It's like buying something to play. That's right, I'm going the wrong way. I'm trying to remember where I need to go and failing miserably. Yeah, I need to get over here. Ta-da! That's where I need to go. So I was like, dude, buy Ninja Black. He was looking for a good challenging game. I'm like, this is a game I enjoy like now. I told him how to do Ninja Dog mode. Like, try to just do that straight off. Don't try to play normal because it wasn't his type of game. His action games were not really his forte. And he stuck with it. He liked it. He liked it a lot. He liked it so much that, like, he actually bought Ninja Gaiden 2 when it came out. It really surprised me. I was like, wow, okay, cool. You know, I converted him into a new fan. It would be funny though, because every once in a while I get a couple texts. He'd be like, "She'd be working out of the blue," all of a sudden be like, "Oh my god, I'm at what's her name, Alma." I'm like, "Yeah, good luck." He's like, "She's impossible." It's like, "No, she only seems like she's impossible. You're able to beat her." Oh, that's not good. Yeah, so we didn't have high-speed internet, which was really a pain in the butt, because it was literally like, there was like a highway running through town, so one side of the highway, like town, north of the highway had high speed, but they refused to run a line over to it, to the other part. I'm like, I will pay you the money to have a technician run that over to my house, like, because I was like, I'm well within the line for DSL. They didn't have cable at that time. Like, for DSL lines, they're like, yeah, but we're not gonna do it. So what I did then, because I was working for a cell phone company provider, I got myself a data card. So I was running 3G, because 4G wasn't out yet, so I was running 3G on my computer, so I could get like 100 kilobytes a second down. So I could get some kind of like slightly faster internet, you know, not really fast internet, but faster. Yeah, almost just a bitch any way you look at it, really. It's like, she's never easy. Like, oh, dude, lame. Okay, that's what you die. You die for your impudence. Or I do. Gosh, this is the most aggressive jobber I've ever seen. That guy really wanted me dead. Yeah, Alma, it's really weird. People, like, Alma 1 gives me more trouble, even though I know a loop to beat her. I prefer fighting Alma 2 instead. And people are like, Alma 2 is the worst. It's like, it's just for me, for whatever reason, like, I can deal with Alma 2 easier than I can with Alma 1. Yeah, rip off this. Using all the money today. Yeah, that guy was like, he was dedicated. He's like, hey, I want to be like the cool armored up guy. I don't want to be like this white jobber here, you know? It's like, give me the cool stuff. Oh yes, far less tools, like the counter move. My goodness, that is like the biggest thing. The counter attack is what really opens up this game, in my opinion. Game. There we go. Alright, let's do the respawn or despawn trick. Yeah, they're gone now. Okay. Archive challenge, the usual wall. Once it's clear that challenging everything gets way more manageable. Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to think like where I kind of hit the wall in this game myself. I don't think there really much is one. I would say it's just still those opening, like the very first levels are kind of like would be it for me. It really is. Like everything before you get the counter attack, it's just like kind of like, ugh. You're low health, you have the level 1 dragon sword. You know, you're just stuck in either blocking or trying to manipulate quick hits in between. It's just kind of like frustrating for me. It's like, ugh. Also, like the parts I hated were worse when I was like speedrunning this game or learning to speedrun it. It's like, no thanks. After that, everything was pretty much fine. I think Doku also gave me a lot of problems too. Screw it. One thing that also taught me that this game is like, we don't care, we're gonna be unfair, is that if you load from here, the ninjas respawn. They don't stay away, they will come right back every time you load here. That's when I realized Itagaki is not my friend. I can't remember if there's anything over here. Hey, Twelvis, what's up? So this is the part of the game where Cloud becomes a ninja, tries to be like Sephiroth? Kind of. There's nothing here. Yay! Yeah, I did this fight right for once. That's unusual. That's not right. Okay. Yep, just trying to remember, like, is there anything back here? Because I remember there's a hidden scarab there, but not needed. Yeah, if you play this on Sigma, this is really annoying, because you walk in, you get into this ambush, the game pauses to load. It's like, oh my god, not now. Please, not now. Yep, so, Twellis, also good to see you, my friend. So, since Final Fantasy VII Remake's been beaten, which is why I'm playing this tonight, just to have some fun and relax. The next game up is going to be Horizon Zero Dawn. Doing a series of basically second chances, as I call them, where basically I play games that I didn't like the first time, and playing them again and see if my opinion changes. And I realize that a lot of my games on my list are games that people like, and they're like, what is wrong with you? It's like, I just don't like them. Like, Horizon Zero Dawn had problems with, like, the camera angles being too freaking close for combat. It just drove me up the wall. Yeah, and, like, a lot of times, like, enemies were just right in your face, so you had to do hand-to-hand and wouldn't track right. So, like, please, I want to see what I'm fighting. That'd be nice. What else there? We have Persona 5. I'm really debating whether I want to subject myself to that abuse or not. The first 6 hours of Persona 5 are basically you're being told that you're the worst person on the planet. Hitler was, like, a lot nicer than you'll ever be. Rapists are a better person you'll ever be. And it's just like, what the hell? It's like, do I get to play this game? No. You get to sit there and be told how crap you are. I'm like, okay, 6 hours of this, I'm done. It's like, about, like, oh, it gets good after 20, 30 hours. I'm like, nope, I'm out. Let's see, Spider-Man's on the list. Spider-Man was okay. It's just, like, kind of mediocre for me. Same thing for Infamous Second Son. They were fine, but I just didn't really... I kind of lost interest in the games because other stuff came out. I think I stopped playing Infamous Second Son because Bloodborne came out. And I shifted to that and didn't look back. What else? something else here. God of War, the new God of War. Ugh. No, I'll play Batman Forever, but it's not gonna be the one you're thinking of. It's not gonna be the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis version. There is no way you can make Batman Forever good. Ever. And I also have like El Shaddai, which is a really kind of it's really described. It's like a beat 'em up slashing action game kind of, but it's just like so out there visually. What? I don't think the game knew what that animation was there. Yeah, I'm getting cheesed here. Yeah, this is not going right. I'm gonna play Undertale. If I play Undertale, I'm like turning off chat. Cause like, Undertale's like the most like toxic fan base I've ever seen in my entire life. It is just like, it's insane. It's like, if you just hit start on the menu, someone's yelling at you that you did it wrong and they demand you go back and do it in all capital letters.
My strength comes from training.
It's like, please don't backseat me. I've never played this game. Dude, you're playing it wrong. You missed this here. You gotta go back and do this. By the way, did you hear about the secret ending? And King Kong dies in the end, and Luke is like Darth Vader's son. It's like, shut up. By the way, this scene also plays into two things. One, that Ryu's an asshole, because he knows she's gonna get smacked off the wall. He just like grabs a sword and says nothing. Two, if you're into vor, yeah, you'll like this part too.
Destined to live forever, slaves to the forces of evil. And there's only one way to release them.
To kill them.
That's why I became a hunter. To kill my sister.
Yeah, what's Undertale? Stay ignorant as long as you can, Super Savage.
Beneath this monastery.
Stay ignorant as long as you can. Trust me, your life is better that way. I know you're being facetious, but yes, ignorance is bliss in this manner. And War fans, here you go. This is just for you. Watch the dude Cowboy Hat run second Ninja Gaiden games, NES. Oh yeah, the original NES games get really wild for speedruns. Did not get 2 cycled. Dude, rude. There we go. And yeah. It's like we want to have her like a latex look, but we don't want to have her shiny. It's like Ninjagi's like, I don't know what to do. We'll have her get eaten.
I've never seen one like that before. Something strange. So many of them.
Yeah, there's like two games I refuse to play on my stream. One is Undertale. It's an alright RPG. I have nothing against it, but like I said, the fan base is just like way too toxic.
Ayane, running errands
And
for
then
Mirai again,
the second one is Chrono Trigger, which is my
The boldness of the
favorite
fiends, the
RPG of
work
all
the
time.
dark dragon.
And the reason why I
Cursed
won't
blade,
play that on stream is
bestowing
because
an
people need to play that
unfathomable
themselves
sting
and
on
have
those
it their
wicked
way.
enough
I
to
mean, you
wield
can
it.
watch speedruns and
As we
everything else do
speak,
it, but it's an experience that
its
you should have
power
yourself
is
on
growing.
deciding how you want to play it and the different story plots. Because there's like
That
16,
makes flame
17 endings to
stirring in
that
my
game.
blood.
And it all depends on what you do and where you go when you decide to finish the
Blood
game. And that's like an experience I say to people,
dominates
just like,
all
just
humankind,
play it
assisted
yourself.
by the power of the fiends.
Download the ROM. Do not buy the
Ayane,
PlayStation 1
take care
version.
of
Do
Rachel.
not play the Steam version, which is a crappy
Understood.
version of the iPhone
Phew.
iPhone
I
version.
heard there's a hidden
Best shot of
path
the game
under
right
the
here.
monastery that leads to the Emperor's
Yeah,
palace.
it's just not that great.
Doku will also be there.
Yeah, the Chrono Trigger, the Super Nintendo ROM, because the reason why I say like download the ROM and emulator, by the way, is because I own the original cart. Last I looked, it's like 125 bucks, 125, 150 bucks. It's a great game, but it's like it's not worth that much money. Just download a ROM. If you need emulators, I have RetroArch with a full download and BIOS guide. I can drop you my link to my G drive. You can get it yourself, knock yourself out. But yeah, like just download the ROM and play it that way. It's so much more fun. I should force myself to play Final Fantasy VII for PlayStation 1 on stream, so people can tell me how to play it since I've never beaten it before. They're not really too bad usually for Final Fantasy VII that I found when I played that. Like, I think I played it... Yeah, I played it like about January this year, I think it was. It was before my back fusion. And they're usually pretty cool. They're like, hey man, what's going on? Like, do you know, like, you can do all those things? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can, so... But they weren't too bad usually. The only problems I've really had with this game before was actually just playing, I think it was Ninja Gaiden 2, and then I had a person show up when I was playing, in the middle of a speed run of all things, with the counter on the screen so you could see what time I was doing for Bayonetta 2, and some guy tries to tell me how to play the game. It's like, dude, you should use these weapons instead, these are better, and this is how you defeat the other guy. I'm like, I have 15 world records for speeding running this game. I'm pretty sure I know how to play it. You might want to shut up. It's like, guys like, you're going to be rude. I'm like, dude, don't go into like a speedrunner's, like, oh, you're doing a speed run. Let me tell you how to do it better. Like, unless you're the world record holder for that game, no, don't want to hear it. If you're a friend of mine or somebody I know from the speedrunning community, sure. If you got a hit or tip, go for it. But someone's like teaching, like, oh, you obviously don't know what you're doing. I'm like, you might want to rethink that. Alright, let's see. It's not good. Don't think there's a fight out here. No, there's not. In Sigma, this is where you get to play as Rachel, and yeah, her wonky run cycle. It's just so much fun. You have all the people, yeah, coming and telling you're playing the wrong two again, no doubt. If you're on my server, you have been banned. Oh, that's right, level 3 is the one that has the 360 spin charge. Oops. Yeah, I just don't understand you're playing that game to have fun and you're just driving like a maniac because that's what you do. And people are like, you have to take this game seriously at all time. You can't play the game how you want to. Like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do how I want. I forgot I should probably get things for scarabs. Here, part of this, Rachel is having combos. The Warhammer confirms Ryu actually has no idea is doing anything. Indeed. She actually has combos for it. Her counter move is amazing. Like, she just flips over and pops her head off with, like, one move. It's like, yes. Just her run cycle is just hilarious. Like, I always like to joke, like, okay, here we go. Like, here's my prototype. It's just a rough build of her running. And they're like, rough build? We shipped the game 2 days ago. What do you mean rough build? It's like, we don't have time to fix it anymore. It's like, oh god. It's just so funny looking. Bad camera angle, bad. Yeah, I should have just stuck with the dragon sword. It's like let's mix it up for a minute. Not worth it. The Sigma's a lot of fun. I would love to see a release of this on like Xbox One. Switch should be able to handle it in theory. Who knows about that? And PlayStation 4. PC would be great too. I would love to have this officially on PC because I can kind of play Sigma like around close to 60 on my PC. I don't have the strongest processor, but I have a RTX 2070, so that powers through a lot of it. But I'd love to have the Sigma collection. You know, Sigma 1, 2, and then like Razor's Edge for 3. Skip Yaiba. No one likes that game. If you do, there's something seriously wrong with you. Please seek help. But yeah, I'd like to see Sigma 1 be ported through. For Sigma 2, have it be like the ultimate version. Have all the violence and limb removal of the Xbox 360 version, along with the higher enemy counts that they throw at you in that game. Keep those while adding that into Sigma 2, where you have like infinite projectiles, like infinite bow. You have the extra levels as well for like Rachel and Ayane. Put them into just like combine, like make the best of both worlds. That would be like the ultimate version. I would drop $60 just to have that. Just be honest. You know, and release those out, and then Razor's Edge. There's no saving that game. It's a polished turd. It's still a turd, but it's polished at least when you compare it to Ninja Gaiden 3 Vanilla, which is just inexcusable. I have like a 3 Vanilla on my PlayStation 3, and I've streamed it before, and people just like show up going, "Oh my god, what is this?" It's like, yeah, if you played Razor's Edge and you've never played Vanilla, Razor's Edge is a major improvement. There's originally no decapitations, limb removal. You were stuck with a dragon sword the entire game. They later patched in. Oh jeez, talking and gaming are still not my strong suit. Yeah, so they later patched in like the scythe and the talon claws, but for the original Vanilla, you didn't have any other weapon other than the dragon sword in the entire game. And then Nympho, you were stuck using it, like you had to use it in order to like end certain sequences. Like you'd be fighting a group of people, and the game would force you to do your Nympho attack in order to clear the stage or clear that fight segment. It was really bizarre. You only had one Nympho too. It was like you just had this big giant go around, which is what they saved for the end of the game. It turns out they kept it for the very last boss fight. You also had these really weird segments too, where you had like Ryu was trying to we want to make him like human and feel like the burden of cutting people down. So you had bone on steel a lot of times, and you had to stop and press X. Like if you didn't press X, you would sit there cutting this guy forever, and just like he's like, God, God, and you're just standing there like doing nothing. You were forced to do it. There are parts like in the very beginning of the game where some guy's like, "Oh, don't kill me! I'm a cockney chimney sweep, and I got me family at home." And it's like, and Ryu's just slowly walking towards them, and they're trying to make him try to give him a conscience. He doesn't care. He's a ninja. I've killed like 5,000 people in the other games up to this point. What makes him think like all of a sudden he's going to grow conscience now? It's really bizarre. So all those scenes, those parts got taken out. Limb removal got put back in. Nympho weapons, you couldn't level up as well. You were stuck the entire game through, so you couldn't get better weapons. It was a nightmare. Ninja Gaiden 2. And on look like bad Michael Bay movies way over the top. Yeah, who I like just for the violence and speed. I mean, you feel like a really dangerous ninja. Like finally, like your limbs are like being chopped off. Fights are bloody. They also served a purpose too, because they are like longer sprawling levels. They were no longer interconnected. Like this game's all connected to each other. Every single you can run back from one part of this game to the next. 2 was all single segment levels. But they could also get confusing and turn you around, so if you're playing on the Xbox 360 version and all of a sudden you come across a pile of like blood and limbs everywhere, you knew you had been there, turn around. It was like a visual marker. So then the PlayStation 3 version, for whatever reason, they just turn it to like puffs of purple smoke and bodies don't stay behind. It's like, it's really easy to get lost. Yeah, there was nothing over there. So I liked it. It gets kind of like grating after a while, just like the non-stop combat. So Black, in my opinion, is a really good mixture of the two. You get your exploration, you get your fighting and stuff. I liked it a lot. Alright, let's see. So, let's take off. I'll base those. One thing I really do like about Sigma is they actually made it like they put like little stairs over here so you don't have to like screw up the jump. It's like, that's nice. That's appreciated. Because I've screwed it up before and I'll probably do it right now. Nope, I didn't. Cool. Remember I did like one playthrough of this game years ago where I forgot to grab this statue. And I didn't realize I had forgotten it even though I'd passed through here before on my way out to like the final boss. So I was climbing like where you have to put the statues, you have to put these deities in there, like to get towards like the final boss battles. I was like on the third floor or something like that. I realized I didn't have this one. I'm like, oh crap. So I had to go back and find it. So thankfully the entire game is all interconnected, so I was able to do that, but oh, there was never forgot that ever since. Also, this combination lock changed in the original vanilla version. You had to stop and press the X button, in other words, the A button, in order to confirm that that's the choice you wanted to do. So now it's like as long as you just move to it, like if I hit the left trigger right now to turn left to get to the 2, the final number, it just instantly does it. It's a minor change, but it's welcomed. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, like, if you're really familiar and gotten, like, really good with Black, I recommend it. Oh, crap, this is gonna kill me, isn't it? Yep. I'm not reloading, because I don't remember where my save was. I mean, if you're, like, real familiar with Black and Sigma, and you want, like, to see how the game originally was, then I'd say pick it up. I don't think it's that expensive. I think it's still like under $10 if you're in the United States. I mean, because that's the fun of streaming on Twitch as a global, audience. But yeah, it plays completely different. And another thing too, it was really weird about like the essence, and this game just shoots directly into you. In 04, it would like circle around you. It'd be like this kind of weird swirl before it absorbed in. You have to play the game entirely different because of the linking system in there. Like you have to literally chain all your kills together. But it's fun. I've played it before. Don't live in the US, so I don't have to get hands on 04 disc. Well, where exactly in the world are you, if I may ask, if you feel like divulging? Because I have a friend of mine who's in Germany. He said this game was censored there, but he was able to... I think he was able to find a local store that had it, or he may have imported it. I'll have to ask him next time I see him streaming. I'm up that late. So I got to play Ninja Gaiden Black a few months ago, visit US, went on a retro store. Oh, okay, cool. Dude, that's a steal. Yeah, that's about right. So, yeah, definitely look also, I'd say, into soft modding your Xbox if you can. If you can also, like one of the things I have to do, Colombia, yeah, that's going to be a little bit harder to do. You know, especially with the import prices. I don't think it's too bad. I've actually had people from Brazil go like, "Oh, I'm living in Brazil." I'm like, "I'm sorry." Because, like, people don't understand if you don't live in South America, you get taxed to hell for importing a lot of things. Brazil is the worst. When I worked up in Michigan, we'd have people coming up like, what can I do? Like, what can I bring back to my country and have work there? Like, what's going to work internationally? And my people, like my coworkers, are like, why are they asking you this? So like, I tell them like, okay, we can buy an Xbox 360 here. It's going to cost us like $400. In Brazil, it's $2,000. They're like, holy crap! I'm like, yeah. Looked in the soft line, the game had the game exploit. Oh, okay. Yeah, mega upload links. I bought a modded console from a friend of mine, and he had already modded it, but it's an original 8 gig hard drive. So it's like, that needs to be replaced, and the DVD drive's on it dying too, so it needs some work. But yeah, there's a couple different ways you can do it. I think it's Pandora, like Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow, I think is the game that has the exploit you can do it with. It's been a while. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to remember which game had the exploit, and that was it. Yeah, if you can do it yourself, or if you know somebody who can do it for you, like if you don't mind paying them to do it, if they're reasonable, I would say do it that way. Because I mean, not only can you like literally, if you have a DVD burner, just like, you know, download the games now, but I mean, you can do lots of things. You can play imports. Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can do it. There's lots of different backends and different methods for it. So I was looking into doing it, and a friend of mine's like, I'll cut you a good deal, which he did, which was awesome of him. Pardon me, he didn't have to do that for me. He gave me a deal on a modified Xbox, so... well worth it. Did I grab the scarab back here? I guess I did, okay. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, I was running on autopilot. Okay. Oh, you had one and got rid of it? Oh man. Yeah, that's a kick in the butt. This part I'm usually terrible at for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's one of those things that doesn't click in my head. So I was learning to do speedruns of it. This was also another part I had to like relearn and try to get good at. The Indiana Jones Temple of no, not Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark being chased. We're off to a good start already. Come on. It's always dumb things. It's like, it just kills me in this part. Yeah, it was like many years ago. I used to get rid of all my games. Like if I was done beating the game, I just like sell it and get rid of it and everything else. I struggled with depression a lot of my life too, and I just didn't care. And I sold off like a lot of my video games and my systems. And then I got into retro collecting. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta buy all this stuff back again. So like I said, I had to sell my Xbox originally because like I said, I was in a situation where I was homeless. Like I had to like, I told it to my coworker, the one who said like, oh, I can beat this game in in no time, like in a day, I'll be fine. And I told him like he wasn't gonna get past the first boss. I sold like my Xbox and like all my game, like 14, 15 games at the time. Like I sold everything for like $200. It was like I had to do it. But then I had to, like then I got back on my feet, had like a super high paying job after that, so I was able to buy another Xbox and get my collection going. But ever since like I had that part where I got rid of all my games and like I had to like sell everything I had on hand just because I was homeless, like I needed to like eat and everything else like that. Like I promised myself I was never gonna sell another game, and I haven't. It's like I've actually done it once, like it was because of the duplicate I had. But like other than that, like I will never like sell another game or get rid of a console or anything. And that's just my mentality for it. So some people are like, oh, just sell me this or sell that. I'm like, no. It's like I keep them, I collect them. I collect them and I play it as well, so. Especially with my Neo Geo. Like, dude, you should sell that and get a lot of money. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't care, like, if I'm homeless again. I will destroy my back dragging around my arcade cabinet. I'm never getting rid of that thing. It's like, it is staying there forever. Oh, I screwed it up. You know, famously, like one of the games, like I was talking, like I used to sell my games and stuff. Famously, I sold my friend. I say famously because it's just famous between us. It's a joke still for like past 20 years, 24 years or so. I had Mega Man X 2 and 3 for the Super Nintendo, and I sold them to him for like $20 each. Mega Man X2 currently goes for around $120. Mega Man X3 is like over 250 last I looked. So it's like, oh, murder. And it's reason because they didn't produce a whole lot of copies of them for the United States because the Nintendo 64 was coming. So it was the end of the Super Nintendo lifespan, so they didn't print too many copies of it here for the States. Whereas if you were to import Mega Man X2 or 3 from Japan, they're like $10 each, $10 to $20, I think. I think the most you'll spend for X3 for the Japanese version is like $30. Okay, one more and I'm good. Really, game? Sometimes this makes really questionable decisions, like, we're gonna go for this guy. Please don't. One of these days for fun, I should attempt to do like a wooden sword only run and just get my butt kicked. Not a unlabored flawlessness run. No, no, no. Just a wooden sword. I think Unwary did that a while ago. Work run. I was thinking about that, like, cause I remember, I think it was last year. I think it was. I did the Metal Gear Solid series playthrough. I did 1 through 5. I was thinking, like, man, that'd be kind of fun to do again, but it's like, I don't know. Dude, Ryu, get down there. Thank you. Good lord. Because I was thinking, like, oh, Metal Gear Solid 3 is still my favorite of the bunch. 5 is still an unfinished game. Which really makes me laugh because people get upset when you point that out. You point out that like Metal Gear Solid 5 is literally only like 60% done. Like, no, it's not, it's completed. I'm like, no, it is not done by a long stretch. Yeah, the worst one I've seen for like movie Kojima stuff was the Metal Gear Solid games. I would have to say is Metal Gear Solid 4. Especially the first chapter of that game. It's like, you run like, okay, cool, I just got off the truck. Like, I'm going to recreate it right now in this game. I just got off the truck at the start of the game. Cutscene for 10 minutes. Get out of there, run this way, this far, cutscene for another 10 minutes. The ending for that game, I timed it was, I think it was like 86 minutes for the ending. It was like, oh my god. We were trying to pick up Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 1. A copy is going for 1,400 pounds on eBay. Oh my lord. Yeah, there is... Yeah, don't you like the 70-minute under cutscenes? I do. There's a GameStop, like a game store here. It's not GameStop. In the town where I live. And it's run by a bunch of hipster morons, okay? Every once in a while you can find a really good deal there. But they legitimately have a second run copy for PlayStation 1 for Final Fantasy VII, which was called the Greatest Hits line. I'm not sure if it was called something different in other places, but in North America it was called Greatest Hits. It's like a green banner on the side. I think that's the version of the game I have for Final Fantasy VII for my copy. Yeah, it is. And took a look over to my left. And it's used, second run copy, Final Fantasy VII, they legitimately are trying to sell it for $100. I'm like, you can go on eBay. I pointed out to him, like, eBay, first run print of this game, $10. Second run print of this game, $10. It's not 100. Like, we're gonna sell for what we want. We're not gonna haggle with you here or change it. You can either pay it or not. I'm like, all right. Just want to point out, you guys are never gonna sell that damn copy of the game, and they still haven't. Like, you see things like that online. You gotta wonder, like, are they like trolling or are they serious? Do they think people are actually gonna pay these prices for the game, or you really gotta wonder about things like that. You see those listings, like, you can get some good deals on eBay. eBay, when it first came out, was like the Wild West of the internet, and it was back when they used to have. Like, they used to actually have FBI fraud protection involved. Like, they'd actually contact the FBI for fraudulent purchases and stuff. It was crazy. I had to use that a couple times. But eBay's gotten a lot better than what it used to be. There used to be a lot of scammer crap going on and everything else, but you would see back in the early days people just selling stuff like that, like Final Fantasy VII, you know, PlayStation 1, and it'd be like burned copies of the games, and unless you had like a plug mod or modified PlayStation 1, you couldn't play it. And they're like, it's legitimate. It's like, no. You either give me my money back and I give you back your burned useless discs, or we're gonna get law involved. Wait a minute, I need to put on armlet. Look and see. Because you do kicks with this bad boy, and you kick butt. You just pick it up for 20 pounds. Exactly. Like, even 20 pounds is... I'm guessing because Remake just came out, probably people are buying it a lot. It's like when Shenmue 3 was first announced for PlayStation 4 and PC, like at 2015 E3. The Xbox versions of Shenmue 2, the Xbox 2 for that, like went from like $20, actually around $15 to around $70, just because everyone was trying to buy them up all of a sudden. So like, oh, we need to play through these games again because 3's coming out. So I'm wondering if that's like the case, like if people are just like, if there's a higher demand for it because the remake's out right now. I know a lot of people are wanting to play it because of that, so... Yeah, there's always going to be scammers looking for people, rip people off. But I mean, but if you're paying like $1,000 for a used PlayStation copy of Final Fantasy VII, you're actually paying that out. One, you're enabling it. Two, you're dumb. You shouldn't be trusted with money. You should probably have a state-appointed person in charge of that. Your finances really at that issue. And three, like, look around. I mean, good lord. I mean, first thing I do on eBay, when I'm on there, is like look through and see, okay, what's going on and what can I do now? Like, what's the cheapest one I can get at a reasonable time frame? Is there any buy it nows? And are they at a reasonable price? I mean, if you see like an auction for it's like 3 days and games for $20 and somebody's got to buy it now, it's like free shipping, it's like $3 cheaper, I'll do that instead. Just like skip the whole bidding and getting sniped and all that other fun stuff that goes on with eBay. Skip all that nonsense. But the big thing I've noticed lately when I was looking at eBay stuff, because I was looking to buy more Sega Saturn games for my collection, which is a problem because everything now is like, because of the coronavirus, is now being shipped by boat. So it's like 3 months to get stuff, so that's why I'm not buying any imports right now. But the big thing you'll see online for eBay is people selling stuff for like dirt cheap, like opening bids or buy it now for like $5 for a game. And then they're trying to charge like $40, $50 for shipping. Nothing costs that much unless you're doing overnight and you're halfway around the world. And these are people in my same country who are trying to sell. So like, and you see that a lot on a lot of different eBay listings lately, where people are like, "Oh, here's a game for $10. Like, here's Ninja Gaiden Black for $10." And shipping is $35, and they live in the same state. It's like nothing costs that much to send anywhere ever. Even me buying games from Japan is still like, I would never pay like more than $7 for shipping for a game. Something to get that off before I get hit. Yeah, this seems like the most. It seems like a more recent thing, really, that I've seen that it's starting to happen. It's like, okay, why is this? I guess like everybody jumped on that same bandwagon. It's like if you want to charge that much for a game or something like that, you should just have the game at that price. I don't see what the problem is. Like, why you feel the need to try to trick people into doing it? Because if I were to buy a game like that, not paying attention, and then all of a sudden find out that like, oh, shipping is like it's $5, and then like shipping is 40. It's like I would contact eBay and say, no, I'm gonna cancel this order. It's like it's fraudulent posting. Nothing costs that much. If need be, like I will like show them like the postal rates from anywhere they're shipping in the world. Like, here's how you're trying to rip people off. Alright, I guess I'll get out of the elevator because you can stay and grind for more stuff here, but it's like it's also very real possibility that you can accidentally hit that thing and go back down, which I've done before. Okay, this part here drives me nuts. Archers. Like this nonsense. And there are 3 strategic places up top, so you're trying to go fast and speedrun this game. And they can just still peg you from there, and if you drop down, if you get knocked down, they respawn. It's like, oh my god. So you're trying to go fast, you have a weird camera angle, and then it just like, and you get knocked down. Yeah, I guess maybe they're trying to like hope people don't pick up on their scummy tactics, I guess, for trying to charge like 3 times as much for shipping. There's even like a, which was it, the people who do the Super NPs, like the HDMI modded like a, you know, like FPGA versions of like the Mega Drive or the Sega Genesis, if you want to go that way, or the Super Nintendo, and they're good products, but even inside the country, they charge different shipping rates for however like you want to do it. Like, so if you're looking to pick up like their Mega SG, I think it was, where you can do, it's like an EverDrive, but it also loads like for the Mega Drive itself. But you can also play Sega CD and 32X off it, which is amazing. So people realize like, oh, this is for sale now, and they pick it up there and like, wait a minute, I'm in the same town that this person's shipping from. Like, they're shipping from Seattle, Washington. And this person put up on Twitter, like, wait a minute, I live in Seattle. Why are you charging me $35 for shipping? You know, and they're like, well, we just have to do it for other factors. And then some guy in California gets it for $25. Some guy in Texas gets it for $37. They literally make up whatever they want for shipping to make sure that it gets that certain part, because there's different taxes for different states in my country for where you live in. So in order to make it up for it, instead of saying like keeping it over $200, they want to keep it below $200. So they have it $199, and then have a sliding scale for the shipping to make it up, so that you hit like this arbitrary $230 or $240 range. It's like, how is this not illegal? It's one of those things that kind of blew up on Twitter about 2 or 3 months ago in the retro community. We're like, wait a minute, what? Ah, shit. That was not intentional. Okay, I'm used to Sigma, where you have that filled in all the way around. You gotta remember, I have 3 versions of this game stuck in my head. Okay, so do not run off the walls or the sides. What? It's like it's never blocked that before. 3 hits, really? Oh my god. So this is why I hate this part. It's a wonky camera angle on top of it. And look, they're back. What the? Excuse me? Because I try not to swear very much on my streams, but this is where, well, speedrunning is like, nope. Shenanigans abound. Alright, let's put back on Shuriken. On to the boss fight. Ace grade? Nope. Okay, got all the essence. I hate to say it here, but I need to hit the restroom real quick. I will be right back. I'll put my wonderful BRB screen here in just a second. Play you some geeks. Just need to grab a drink, hit the restroom, be right back here, and we will go on to the boss fight. Hang tight. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Appreciate everybody hanging tight. Gotta run upstairs and get a drink, and then a piece of fried chicken. Made it earlier, made some chicken strips. Chicken tenders. Grabbed one of the smaller ones as a little snack. Alright. And seemed like I hope I did pick this thing up. I did. Yeah. I think you may have been able to do that in 04. I don't think I think it locks either way. Really? Come on, game. Be cool. Oh, double hammered on this one. Let's safety heal. I hate when the game starts doing it. It's like, nope, we're gonna deny your flying swallow. There we go. And the giant Bonosaurus falls down. Well, apparently they thought it was so cool, they decided to do another bone type of boss in Ninja Gaiden 2. Alright, underground. So I was thinking about, like, you know, we were talking about earlier, like, okay, parts of the game just really kind of bog you and slow you down. For me, thinking about it, I would have to say whatever level it is, I think it's like 13 or something. Yeah, I think it's 13. Where you're forced to swim around. Those levels I absolutely hate. Water and ice levels. Water, there's a trio of things I do not like in video games that need to go away permanently. Water levels, ice levels, and escort missions. We can deal without those. It's one of the things I really appreciate Sigma. They're like, hey, we saw the water level in here. And people are like, why? They're like, we've made it better. It's like, it's not too bad. And Sigma really did, come on camera. Sigma really did improve that at least. They're like, okay, you can instantly run on water. The underground here, part 2, got changed around a lot easier too. Like, instead of having to do the skips. God, camera angles in this game. Camera angle dependent jumps. Got all of them. Yeah, Sigma, at least they made it shorter, but it's just like, slows down this game so much. Yeah, chapter 11 is a water level on this. Okay. Yeah, it just slows everything down to a crawl. You have this pace already in the game. It's just like, we're gonna grind it to a halt. Okay, I couldn't remember if that's where I need to jump or not. That's why I wouldn't save, just to make sure. I was wrong. What really irks me in games is when you have a racing game and they have ice levels and you're like in a hovercraft, like F-Zero or the Wipeout games. It's like you're in a hovercraft, you're not touching the ground. Ice should not be a factor here. Whenever I see people play this game, it always like freaks me out because they're always like, they go running across the bridge. I'm like, don't run across the bridge, just jump down there. Because when you get done with all this stuff here, you can go back and hit the save point or the shop if you want. The bridge stays intact. Yeah, I mean, you can backtrack. There's ways you can do it, but it's like, just leave the bridge up. It's like you can just go back there faster if you want. Just, I mean, you can go forward and still do it anyway, but part of me, it's just more convenient for me to keep it up. Yes, please. Right. Gorian Flail, so good at level 2. Especially when you're fighting against those soldiers, it just pops their heads right off. It's a thing of beauty. It's like, oh, screw it. You didn't see anything at all. That was, wow, my system magically restarted by itself. I don't know how that happened. Definitely was some kind of 4-button input on the controller. That'd be crazy. And that's just rather unfortunate. Thank God I wasn't speedrunning this game when that happened, because I mean, that would have been a real big time loss. Everyone would be all upset. She's like, why am I sucking all of a sudden? Or more so, I should say. Like jobber enemies, can't beat them. Okay. One, I normally don't use the Dragon Sword here. It's throwing me off, to be honest. So I keep the flails. It's like, try it again. It's like all of a sudden, like, oh, you're not the best player already to begin with, but we're gonna have your skill go down worse somehow. Even we're surprised. I mean, we didn't know that was possible. Well, weird. It's like just like even like a simple like weapon switch. If you're not used to fighting enemies without it, it really throw you off. You're so used to patterns. Really? That was like some Sekiro hitbox right there. Well, you're clearly not next to him, but we're just gonna hit you anyway. Alright. Now I get to pick my poison, so to speak. Can't spam shurikens if you don't have it on. Lesson learned. These skips also were always a pain in the butt for me to try to get right. That's what I'm trying, but... I always have problems with this skip. I'll just do it the easy way. It's like, this one's the one that I usually just like take the damage for it. Just like run across the spikes. Oh yeah, I use the analog stick for that too. It's just like, it just, for this one, always seems like completely random for me if the game wants to just behave and let me do it or not. And usually doesn't for whatever this room. I think it's the one where I usually just run across the spikes. I just take them out like with the bow from the other room that's been armed up again. And just like go run across the spikes and just deal with it that way. So we'll do that instead. Yeah, the skipping the other room is a lot easier. This one's way harder to do. You are absolutely correct. Game, I'd like to get in the door, please. Thank you. My lineup. It's just weird. It seems like it's not running 60 all of a sudden. Like it's just running like 30. But this game has frame rate tied. Oh, come on. Jesus Christ. I said these enemies suck. I hate these bow and arrow guys. There we go. Yeah, it just seems to me like it's not running 60. I don't know if it's just something on my end. So I think my Elgato's dying again. So I have an Elgato HD60S. I'm on my third one, and when it dies, I'm not going to be buying another one. I'll probably be buying, if there's something else, like Collective Alliance Pro or something like that. I saw a YouTuber mention it the other day. He's like, yeah, I'm going to put up a review on Wednesday. Check it out. It's supposed to be able to do pretty much everything that the Elgato does, but just be like more convenient. Like you can actually don't have to plug it into a PC. You can just take it and plug it into a power source and just run it that way, or you can stream with it. But this is my third Elgato, and it started doing audio pops, was like the first sign that something was wrong with the device. Like you start hearing like pops and clicks, which I can't replicate because I'm running NVIDIA RTX voice, which cancels out everything. Like I'm snapping my fingers right now. You probably can't even hear the snapping. So it's like, okay, cool. But you start hearing audio pops in the feeds, like you hear clicks and clacks, and like, okay, that's not right. And then it starts doing weird stuff like your display will not be running 60. Like right now, I'm looking at almost a 30 frame per second display on my side, but taking a look at the preview window for stream, you guys are seeing 60. It looks like. So it's like that was another warning sign the other ones went too. And God help you if you need to have. What happened with that camera? Whoa. If you need to have tech support from the company, it is a nightmare. Because I think it was I'm trying to remember the name of the company. They used to do RAM. They literally bought out Elgato as a company, and they didn't tell anybody about it. They kind of kept it secret. But like if you need tech support, it's like a month for them to stop hassling you for things. I'm like, here's the problem. It's like here's what it is. And like it's outside of warranty. I'm like, can you guys possibly fix it? Like, sure, we'll take care of it for you, but we need to do these other steps. And it was like you had to wait. Like it would take them like 3 days to respond to any question or response back and do anything. So you're like almost a month just to get like basic support from them. It was insane. So I was like, yeah, screw that. And then they sent me a replacement unit. They're like, nice enough to send me a replacement unit. That one was defective. It was like popping and clicking even worse out of the box. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I'm like, hey, you guys sent me a defective unit. They're like, well, let's do some troubleshooting here. I'm like, no, here's what you're gonna do. You sent me a defective unit, replace the damn thing. They're like, well, we still need to make sure this is not it's not on your end. I'm like, you sent me a defective unit. I used the Elgato for 2 years previously before. I've streamed with it and have detailed archives. I know what I'm doing. I'm not an idiot. And they're like, I had to fight with them literally to get them to like replace the broken unit they sent me. I'm off to a great start already. Well, let's try it anyway. But yeah, it's just a nightmare. So a couple streams ago, I noticed like audio clicking already on the stream. I'm like, no. And then like the other thing I remember too was like all of a sudden like my display is not showing correctly. Like I'm literally looking at 30 on my side. You guys have 60, so I'm like, that's a problem. So I think it's Creative Alliance. What the fuck game? That's never happened before. Keeping with Twitch traditions of things never happening when you're streaming, that's never happened before. Where it just stops you dead. I think I bookmarked it, or... Did I bookmark it? I hope I did. Boner Alliance, that's what it is. Here we go. So I think this is the one I was looking at the other day. I'm like, this looks like it's pretty much what I need to have done, because you can also stream with it as well. I think this is a streaming one. Let me take a look. Word to storage. USB. I'll have to take a look, but basically this is the page I was looking at here, so I think for you don't want to use a TV site at the view pass-through PCIe card. We can do that. The Elgato that I'm using right now is a 3.0, like a USB 3.0, so I can play it on there if I want. You can buy, like, if you're planning to stream, just let you know, like a PlayStation 3, you need to have an HDMI splitter that will take care of the HDCP signal, or else it'll just block you straight up, like you'll just get a black screen. But that's like the only thing I've ever seen an issue with was that. Very old LCD has been posted like 2000. Wow. So is it like a 4x3? It's not like a, because I mean back in like 2007, I mean you could get like a, you know, what was it, widescreens back then, but they were still like selling like LCDs were still like usually a lot more 4x3. Okay, so it's widescreen. That's good. Well, look, it's this guy again, and I'm sure I'll be fighting him maybe 1 to 2 more times, continuing. It's not letting me do the, yeah, it's not letting me do the shuriken, which is really weird. What? Dive at the ground, it'll be funny. Trust me. There we go. Whoa, what the hell is that? I am seeing weird, funky stuff. So I'm just trying to, like, you know, dive and swallow, and it's just not having it. Yeah, because I always complain about Ninja Gaiden 2, how you fight, gosh, what's his name? Drawing a blank on it. Ninja so many times repeatedly in that game, like 5 times. And then, like, this game, you have to fight bosses repeatedly. Like, you fight this guy 3 times. Guy in the snow level twice. Like, they've always, like, they always, like, run out of different bosses to do. It's like, please give me somebody else to fight. Please. Oh, I thought it was a 20. It's like, yay! But I can dump more money into the wooden sword. Well, that's the thing, is like, I don't know, I'm gonna have to look more into this as well. I'm actually reaching out to the guy who's going to be doing a video review on it, like if he has any way to test input lag. Because with the Elgato, I got the current one I am using right now, the Elgato HD60S. The reason why I got it is because of the pass-through lag is like none. It's under 1 frame of lag, which is outstanding. So that's the reason why I have this, because I didn't know I didn't want to have anything else. Like, I've known people who had the other versions of the Elgato or AverMedia, and they're like, oh yeah, it adds like 3 or 4 frames. I'm like, no. It's like, I'm speedrunning a game where you have to have like literally 1 to 2 frame input windows to hit. It's like, I do not need to add anything else. I'm playing on a gaming monitor already that's lagless. It's like 1 frame of lag, which is not bad. It's like 1 millisecond response time. It's not even that. It's a gaming monitor. and then like less than half of a frame of input lag for this for USB 3. It's like I can deal with that. So that's why I'm really wondering, like, the Cloner Alliance, like the Pro one that lets you stream, what is the input lag for that? Like, how much of a delay are we talking about? So it's more things to look up, because it's the only reason why I went with the Elgato's, because at the time it had supposedly the only one that was like lagless uh, for getting my stuff in for the feed, because I did not want to put up with that. I am super sensitive to input lag. Before I forget, let's do this. And there's a lovely scarab all the way up there that I can't get to. Not until this place floods. Alright, so there's nothing there for that. Tunnel floods. That was a chest for some reason. I was like, wait, I don't remember there being a chest over here. It was not. Alright, we're getting close to the Alma fight. And because this game hates you, it makes you fight ninjas first, then Alma. It feels like I missed like an extra Devil's Way, like where you get like more Nympho. It feels like it, but I could be wrong. I think it's in this safe I unlock right now, in just a second. But it feels like I usually go into that fight with 4. I wonder if I missed it or something. In the safe, the archive challenge. Okay, yeah, I forgot about the archive challenge too. I think I usually do the archive. You can do the archive challenge after you beat Alma, right? So I think that's when I used to do it. The challenge goes away after beating Alma. Well, I guess I should probably do it then. Okay, so it's Life of the Gods here. Yeah, Spirit of the Devil, because I remember being in 4 into the fight makes it easier, because like the setup I do is the like start of the Izuna, like where you just go like this and then land it down, and then you do pop a Nimpo for the fire, which usually will catch her, sometimes it doesn't, and keeps her kind of like locked down, so you can burn through like all 4 of your Nimpo and usually kill her right pretty close to it. Yeah, I also forgot, like, different difficulty levels, you have different rewards and different item placements. Really? Come on, game. Yeah, the archive fight, I'm like, oh yeah, why do I like this one? Oh yeah, the camera's your enemy. Even more so. Okay, yeah, he's evil, not that evil. So I remember, like, yeah, the items change, but not the location for things. It's been far too long since I played this game. Like I said, I got like 3 versions of it kicking around my skull, so that doesn't help either. Now it's like, oh, maybe I think they're priests, or what do we call them, the flying guys? I just call them annoying. So usually just like take those guys out first and then just stop respawning after a while, which is nice. I'm like, oh, one hasn't shown up for a while, maybe they're all done. Nope. Monks, okay. So it was something religious. I've exited on that before. I've gotten too close to the door, exited in the middle of this fight. It's like, no! Start over. Well, that is a viable strategy if you really want to grind out more money, I guess, but kind of a hassle with this fight. Why are you all not dead yet? 60. This should be it. Finally! Huzzah! Almost. Not quite. Yeah, it's not really the best farming place here at all. I mean, there's way better farming places you can do. There we go, alright. I better not die. It's like, do it all again. I quit. Sword. Now you can fight Alma with, like, flails, and I just never really got good at that. Forgot I should go out here and exit out through the top so I can get the other items I did not pick up the first time. Ryu, head for the door. There we go, buddy. Alright. Did I get them all? Oh, I didn't. Okay, there's one. Alright, and it was useless anyway. Let's do it. Wow! Enters the Alma. Let's see how this goes, huh? Nope, she's starting to troll already. I mean, it's Alma. I mean, it's what she do. Nope. Holy crap, game. I hate it. I don't know what it is, but I swear sometimes this game's like, we really don't want you to do Flying Swallow. Yeah, like right there, the game's like, nope. Yeah, I am just getting trolled so hard in this fight. She was dodging everything. Yeah, I've not had an Alma fight go this bad in like years. She is like literally just dodging everything. It's like I'm burning through these because I don't have any, what is it? Revivals? So... Oh, geez, that was bad. Yeah, the Warhammer, I don't even pick it up. I just hate that weapon. I just wait for the Diablo sword. So I can do the dab! You're like, why don't you just pick it up anyway? Because it's like, it stays in your inventory and keeps wanting to like, just keep like upgrading everything, and it's like, no, it's just annoying for me. So, in this part here, I don't even use Warhammer anyway. People, like, I've heard that it's really good, but I just find that the flails just pop the heads off the soldiers just so fast. It's like, I just stick with fast and deadly. Yeah, the level 2 circle Ys are really good. For me, I'm just like, nah, let's kick it in the gear.
Tyron is...
Trace, holster, and challenge runs. True. I will give it that period of time. That is correct. I remember one time Unwary is like, dude, check this out. Like, he sent me a clip. Like, he actually, like, accidentally fell through, like, the part where he's supposed to go into the underground. I was like, he's like, I don't know what caused it, and... Yeah, so it was like this spot right here. Like, he was fighting these guys, like, I just killed. And for whatever reason, he did, like, a wall hop like that, and he got, like, hit as soon as he touched the ground, and he slipped, like, right through the seam. Like right here, right in between, like right there, and slipped down to the bottom. So he's thinking, cool, I just found like a skip. I can just skip this entire level, go right into the underground part, you know, the sewers. Great. And as soon as like you go through the door, you just fall to your death. It's like infinite fall into games like soft blocks. He's like, ah, crap. So, you know, I had to analyze it to try to figure out like how exactly it happened. It's one of those just rare circumstances where you have to like literally be just about to hit the ground and get hit by a missile at the same time while standing in this exact spot, and you can go right through. I was like, it was a cool idea. It was like, it would have been really neat if it was like something, you know, valuable, because that would just really open up the speedrun for the game by a whole lot, but it was not to be. I'm also used to Sigma, right? This part you get bombing. You get like dive bombed by an Apache helicopter there, and just drops bombs on you. make sure I picked up. I think I got the. Yeah, I got the golden scarab here. I always feel like I'm missing one. Like I have like a 49 run. And I want to get all 50. This way. Yeah, here in Sigma, they're like, this for fun. We're gonna have a helicopter just do bombing run in this alley. Enjoy. Feels like it's gonna rain. I have what I call a cripple weather forecast. The more crippled I become, the more rain and weather we're gonna have. It's some in the area, it's a small chance. Whoa, okay, I was not expecting them to see me from here. It's like, I'll read the chat. No, not right now. In a second! Did I just pull out the coolest thing and nunchuck Vigorian Flail that missile out of existence? Still waiting to see someone other than JTB, Zuna, dude from the airship in the tower. That would be sweet. Oh, that wasn't cool. Stream. That'd be cool if there was a clip of it, for sure. That'd be something you definitely want to pass around, like, to check out this insanity. It's Neri. Kablamo! And smoke bombs I never use. Really? Just too short. I don't think I can get in there yet. Yeah, I don't have the key for it. No, I do. Never mind. Yes, you can actually get the boat early, but you still have to wait for the part to come in so you can kill the guy. It's crazy. Sure, wrong boat. Gimme! I have to say, I love Lunar Staff. The level 3 Lunar Staff on Ninja Gaiden 2. That is just such a great weapon. You know, I'm gonna save myself a headache. I had like one arrow left. I'm like, yeah, no. Oh man, this is like the hardest boss fight. I hate this boss fight. If I can get rid of any boss fight in the game, it would be this one. Where'd you go? I remember the first time I played this game, I didn't know you could just stand here and block and just time them out. You can, like, literally hit them with arrows, like 4 arrows will just drive them off immediately. But I usually suck at doing that, so I'm just like, I'll just take out the dragon sword and block everything. The other weapons don't seem to do it, but if you have the dragon sword, it blocks all the shots. He's like, ah, enough of that. Purple, can you explain your engagement with the enemy? Yes, at 1300 hours I encountered a black-clad ninja. Okay, what did you do then? I unloaded with my machine gun. Oh, so he's just like chunks on the ground? No, he just stood his ground and blocked every single bullet that we shot at him with a sword. And I said, F that, I'm not gonna get Rambo'd, so I flew off. Tetsu I never use. It's another one of my weapons, like I get. Like, I really don't use it. Like, a lot of times I'll just use, like, it's flails. What was it here? Yeah, flails, Diablo, Dragon Sword, and sometimes Lunar, and that's it. I mean, it's usually just 3, though. Like, flails get a lot of use. I was afraid of that. Yeah, this is where you can easily grind up for money if you want. Except for I did it wrong, hit the wrong button. You do not want to do that. As long as they don't face you, you're fine. So I'll do it to around 20,000, I'll move on, I guess. We'll see. So I have 9,000... Right down here. What's my 9,154? I'm just curious how much it gives me for each time I do this. Yeah, so it gives me 2,100 essence every time I do this. Which is not a bad way to grind up real fast. It's weird because I almost like never use the unlabored anyway, because like the more damage, one, it got nerfed. I mean, it didn't get nerfed as bad in this game when you compare it to, like, Sigma. Sigma is just, like, there's almost no point to using it, just about. But, like, you have to be lower health in order to really take advantage of it, so speedrunning it was, like, pretty much necessary, because you could almost one-shot a lot of crazy hard bosses and things of that nature with the unlabored. But you were, like, always on that pixel, like, very low, like, 1 or 2 hits and you were done for. One more time, then we'll go forward and keep going and get this done. That's good. That's right, this one doesn't care. Come here, Keiko. Come here. Be here. Yeah, this is not going anywhere where I need it to. That was a disaster, but the level's almost over, so no biggie. Were you trying to find that clip period of time? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll need the projectile weapons. Okay, I'm trying to think like ahead to the next level so I don't like take off my weapons and go, oops, gotta put them back on. I remember the first time I came across there, I'm like, oh, look, there's a save point. I'll just save and go back and get the arrows. Run through, the chapter's cleared, the gate's closed. It's like, oh, come on. Why do you do this to me, game? Why do you hate me, Itagaki? That's why it cracks me up when people are like, man, we gotta have a Ninja Gaiden 4. We need it. I'm like, just, like, 1, that would be nice, but 2, almost everybody involved in the original projects are gone from 1 and 2. And be careful what you wish for, because last time people wanted that, they got Yaiba instead, or just Ninja Gaiden 3 vanilla. I mean, it's like the monkey's paw of video games. Like, I want to have, like, oh, cool, wait a minute, the gate's open. I guess it was vanilla that happened. I think vanilla, the gate closes here. I was like, wait. Yeah, people are like, yeah, I want Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm like, well, keep in mind, you got people not involved with it, you get Ninja Gaiden 3. They're working on it. Might just, maybe, I don't know. I've seen a lot of news sites like report on stuff, which drives me nuts. And like they'll just take, like, it's like all these like really crappy clickbait sites, even like major ones will do this. We'll just take a crappy, really, really bad, poorly translated interview and just run with it. Like the things that really bug me are like no-name sites. And the last one that happened was when Astral Chain came out from Platinum Games, and people were asking like, hey, like, what's going on with Bayonetta 3? And everyone was freaking out because they thought it was going to be like open world, like we're really opening, like we're going to do an open world concept, and that was what was like being reported everywhere. I was like, that's not right. So I went and tracked down the original Japanese interview, read that one, and they're like, well, we're glad that we're done with this project with Astral Chain because it gives us like the wide open berth to make any type of games that we want now. We're not making games for companies, we can do it for ourselves, and we're expanding out our visions for how we want to do things. So like, and we're changing how, like, so they weren't even talking about like it's going to be open world. They're just like, we have like the world open to us now for any games we want to make, we can do that. Poorly translated, people ran with it for clickbait and everything else. I'm a mod of the Bayonetta Discord for speedrunning, so like I tell people like if you post this again, I'm gonna kick you out. It's like stupid. It's annoying. What was the other thing that they misreported on too was it was something along the same lines. It was something really stupid. But yeah, like they kept trying to say like it was open world. I'm like, no, it's not what they said. Like here's the link to the original Japanese one. Even if you machine translate it, you're gonna see it's nothing like what they reported on, like what they were trying to run and go with. Oh, that's right. Now I remember. So Bayonetta 3, they said like what we're doing is like another thing that they had changed about it is like it was poorly translated, like one or two sentence fragments, because Japanese is not about what you say, but it's how you say it. It's how a word is used in a sentence, which gives it its meaning. So they reported like Bayonetta 3 that it was going to be a complete change up of styles and the gameplay is going to be radically different. And what was actually said in the original Japanese interview was, before every single Bayonetta game, we do level 1, and then we get done with that, then say, what are we going to do for level 2? And they try to build it that way. They're basically doing one level at a time. Instead of what every game company on the planet does, which is like, okay, this group of programmers, you're working on levels 1 through 4. This group, you're taking 5 through 7. Whatever, for the rest of the game, you already have the game all plotted out ahead of time. You have your storyboards done, you have your animatics, you have it all laid out so everyone has a cohesive vision, so you can split up the workload. That was what's different. Platinum Games before apparently was just going, well, what's our idea? We don't know. What are we going to do for Chapter 2? Well, let's stop and think about it. What should we do for Chapter 2 now that we're done with Chapter 1? You know, and then they get done with Chapter 2, they're like, well, shit, what do we do for Chapter 3? It's like, no one makes games this way. So they finally realized, oh, we should modernize like everybody else does. And that's basically what they said in the interview, but all these like gaming, quote-unquote gaming sites just like misreported it like crazy. It drove me nuts. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4, it wouldn't surprise me if it just got like into planning phases. Like they didn't get like anywhere close. Let's see, I need to... It's probably just like super early planning phases, if anything. Like I don't think they even got close to like development on anything, to be honest. Wow, my aim is terrible. Alright, so this is the other skip that I would like. I practiced and practiced and practiced forever and ever. It's a warehouse skip. Yeah, don't get Michael Bay involved. Don't get Nomura involved, even though that would be really weird if Nomura was involved in, you know, Ninja Gaiden game. Just be pretentious, and he wouldn't know he'd be the director of the game for like 3 years, and he'd want to change it into a musical halfway through because he saw a musical and said, I want to do this instead. Like, no, please no. Oh, I'm way too far off on that. I hate to skip. But it's so much better than doing the long way. It is just... So two was not bad. When you compare it to 3, how bad 3 was. My mom, who does not play video games whatsoever, was able to beat Ninja Gaiden 3 Vanilla because it was that easy of a game. So like 2 is just like more set piece linear levels. I can deal with that fast paced action. That's fine. When you go to like, if you want to like really see like people who don't have a vision, Michael baited up Ninja Gaiden 3 Vanilla that is your case example. The hell? There we go. It's like, let me up there, game. There we go. Worth it. Sparkle, sparkle. Oh god, I just remembered like I had the tank fights coming up. Oh, that was another improvement too. Ninja Gaiden 04, like for the tank battle, you can kind of hide. This one you can hide behind the arrows box, what kind of the side. Ninja Gaiden 4 Vanilla, you can't like you can't go to the side of it at all. You are forced into that box. Makes the tank fight a little bit harder to do. And here you really don't want to dally around because the drones are out. Too soon. There's a scarab there. What's wrong? Alright, tank battle. I feel like I'm missing something in here. I know it's not like I've gotten everything, it just feels like I'm missing something. I'm not. Now this fight can also troll you too, like when you first start off you can either get immediately hit with a tank round or it might delay it. I can't figure out if there's like any type of like RNG to manipulate or not, but there are times where you just, as soon as you come out of the cutscene, you're instantly pegged by a tank round, you cannot block or dodge. Oh, didn't do it this time, that's good. Yeah, so where I'm standing right now to the side, you used to not be able to do that. You can't do this in 04. Yeah, it's trolling. It's like, we know you don't have a rebirth. Ryu? Thank you. Ah, crap, hit the wrong button. My bad. Sorry. Where he's like, elevator go up, elevator go down. Or if you're British, lift go up, lift go down. There we go, save, save. This is another lovely fight that I have that can just go like sideways on me. Yeah, I'm not doing too great. Not sure where I am spatially right now. Really, game? Come on. Get out of the corner, I didn't say dodge that way. There we go. And we do our best Rambo First Blood Part 2 impersonation. Yeah, this entire, like, level 9, like, always seems like the most trolliest to me, what, like, constantly. Like, the next part where you need to go shoot down, like, the 9 radar units there on the tower, that part can, like, super troll me. I've had Unwary show up before while I was practicing for a speedrun trying to go through that part, and it was like, all the guys dropping down just kept throwing grenades at me constantly, like, as soon as I could get out of it, like, it was like almost like a juggle loop. I'm like, why is this happening? Like, I'm just trying to beat the game and go fast. Alright, so here's to hoping I don't get trolled. I probably will. Which means annoyance for me, but entertainment for you. Yep, getting trolled. Come on, what the... Okay, game's getting me weird up. Oh, the part trolls. I was getting weird input delay, it's weird. It's like, okay, it's like the first part, yeah, you get the occasional grenade, that's fine, but then also it's like hitting, and then like hit the button, nothing, and then go. It's like, what? Alright, try it again. Hopefully I get better luck this time. There we go. Yeah, okay, yeah, I got trolled there. The game just took me out of it. It's like, nope. It's like, it was weird. It's like, it didn't hit me with a grenade, it just, like, all of a sudden just refocused it onto the bad guy. That's never happened once again. Keeping with all traditions, anything weird that's never happened before will happen when you hit stream. Alright. Really, game? Oh my god. And someone's alive somehow. Troll Gaiden. Remember, I play this for fun. Usually that just one Nimpo Blast takes everybody out. And then, I've never understood this. This is just so useless backtracking. Game makes you do this, find out the door's locked, then go back, and then you can go back here again in order to unlock the door. It's like, why? RPG, no, this is like, how do we make our game 2 minutes longer? I got an idea. People are gonna love it. People love backtracking. They love escort missions, ice levels, swimming levels. Our game will have it all. Nope, still didn't kill everybody again. That's what I didn't do. I was thinking like, oh, what did I do last time? I didn't buy the Talisman of Rebirth for safety. I was like, what did I do instead? I bought the Diablo upgrade, which I really should have done, because level 2 Diablo here is so good on the next part. That's right, they're all dead. I forgot these guys don't respawn for whatever reason. Now we've become Ryu, the most murderous ninja in the darkest episode of Thomas the Tank Engine ever made. Yes, no mercy on innocent people at all. Like some guy who's just trying to get through his shift as a trained engineer, locomotive engineer, go home and see his sick child and his wife, who he's not seen because he's been on the tracks for weeks, gets murdered just by a ninja for no reason, and then like I blow up another 3 square blocks of the residential housing because I mean this is not the military base. This is just a train leading to it. These are innocent civilians. Yeah, he's like, yeah, just go murder everybody. Have fun with it. You're a zombie anyway. Which they never explain in Ninja Gaiden 2 or 3 why you're back, because at the end of this game you go flying off into heaven. I guess it's heaven? Ninja heaven, maybe? And then, like, number 2, you're back for whatever reason. Then no one addresses the fact that you're a zombie, that you died in the first game. Number 3, they're like, screw it, we don't care. It's like, whatever. Here's a T-Rex, fight that. And that's something that also, like, you do die. You die at the beginning of the game when Doku actually straight up murders you. Crows, birds, things like that are known through Japanese folklore basically for, like, it's basically what the crow was built upon. You know, like the movie The Crow of Brandon Lee was like, okay, this, you know, vengeful spirit lets you come back, have your vengeance, and then off you go. And it's the same thing for this here is what they did. So you completed your mission, you get rid of the Dark Demon Blade, Dark Dragon Blade, you go flying off, you leave Rachel, who's in love with you because you had the world blandest non-existent personality for some reason. I mean, it's like whatever reason women keep throwing themselves at Ryu. It's like, Ryu, you're so hot. It's like, thank you. I just like, what do you like to do? Kill people. I'm a ninja. I do ninja things. I'm like, ah, baby. I'm like, why? It's like, so, yeah, you become the Windbird, you go flying off there, and then Ninja Gaiden 2 happens. There's no explanation as to how you're alive again. So I'm guessing technically you're a zombie still through all the series. But what really bugs me about the Ninja Gaiden series is that you start off, you have this one. It's kind of this game is kind of like a weird kind of like European-ish kind of decor. You have older means of transportation like zeppelins. Not everything is really modern. You have things like bazookas and tanks, APCs and like that, but it's really kind of like this weird kind of fantasy setting. It's not reality. It's not like our universe. Ninja Gaiden 2 comes along. You start having a little more modern settings, like you have New York City, you have, you know, they don't call it New York City, I don't think, but then you have like the Statue of Liberty and stuff, and it's like, okay, so it's kind of futuristic Tokyo in the beginning. You're playing Sigma 2, then you're fighting Buddha as well as Statue of Liberty. Go America. And then like 3, they're just like, screw it, it's our universe, it's just like a couple more years, like 20, 30 years in the future because of advanced technology. They just kind of like slowly bled from like this weird like fantasy Vigor, like, you know, made up European country to just whatever, it's our universe. We don't care. We're not paying attention. Well, let's see, so I don't have leveled up. Bad D-pad, bad. Go to Lunar. Yeah, I don't really know. I think it's like 1 year apart. I'm not sure. Are we counting the Dead or Alive as part of the canon universe though? Because I know it's all the same creator and they cross over and stuff, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then you have this part. This is if you play this on hard or any difficulty other than normal, these guys pop up right away. But if you play it on normal like I am, then you're stuck here until for about a good minute, 45 seconds or something like that. But yeah, it's just weird kind of disconnect. It's like the world just keeps changing for whatever reason. Like they never explain like why any of this is, and it's a game where you just play as a ninja, flip out, and murder things. I know it's not like, you know, we're not playing War and Peace, the video game, so you can be forgiven for things like that. But it's one of those minor things that always kind of irked me about the series. Hate this here, like right before you go jumping down there, it's like, oh wait, but your path lies this way, the obvious hole in the ground. Thank you, Ayane. I was confused. This is where I normally have the Diablo, like, on the level 2. So that way, like, you can literally one-hit counter kill people, and I don't have that, because I bought a Talisman of Rebirth, because I've been playing terribly, because I haven't played this game forever, so dopey me, because I could have got one for free here if I just held on, but... And then you have Ninja Gaiden Yaiba, which is, like, literally zombie. Which should be played by nobody. Can you counter hit on anything? Okay. Alright. Let's just flail them up then. Really, game? Wow, game's like, we really want you dead. Okay, let's go down here and talk to... Yeah, so I need 6,000. Just shy. Now I have a goal. I think it's like a spot I used to grind for as well, like with the level 2 Diablo. Yeah, I couldn't remember what the value was. I remember it takes like a big nosedive. So you're sacrificing power for money at that point. There we go. I probably should have decided. Oh, thanks, game. Probably should have decided I wasn't gonna run for the unlabored flawlessness earlier before I started dumping money into it. But you're playing for fun and you're not doing it for keeps, and you might not be playing this again next stream. You never know. There we go. That's a baby. Bam, land. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, maybe it's a level 3 that one-hit kills. Yeah, I think it's a level 3 that does the one-hit counter kill. Did it absorb it? I didn't see. It's like, I think I just got robbed on that. Addiction's not even applied to the essence used for it. Love this one. Just speed you up a little bit. It's like, thank you, game. I appreciate it. You're a pal. That's where it came in. I mean, I've been playing this game for like 15 years. I learned to speedrun this game. I still get lost in the aqueducts. I still like, what do I need to do next? Where do I need to go? Yeah, so of course, like, the big humongous, like, farming places, of course, no doubt you were already aware of it, is right down through here. Just keep an eye on your kill count and just, you know, right before you finish it. I think the second time is when I do it. I do clear the first one, and the second time is when I go down and, like, start just doing the level grind. I think it's like 50 enemies or so. 50 enemies, I think, is what it is. So I hit up, like, a little bit before that and just keep doing it over and over. But for now, $60 enemies on our map. Okay, that's what it was. I couldn't remember if it's 50 or 60. Like I said, it's been far too long. But thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate everybody watching the stream here today. Shoutouts, of course, to Gamma, Period of Time, Super Savage 007, and Twells came by too. I remember seeing him earlier today. And of course, anybody who's lurking, lurkers are always welcomed upon my channel to watch, hang out. You don't have to chat or anything. If you want to, you're more than welcome to do that. I will be back. I'm gonna I usually do every other day for streaming because I need to rest up from chronic fatigue and pain and everything. So let's see, today's Sunday. So I'll be back on Tuesday the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just copy and paste that into Google and it will tell you for wherever you are in the world. Check me out also on Twitter, Wursel555. Usually around 2 or 3 hours before my stream, I'll post up what I'll be streaming, like what game I'll be doing, or the game plan, or if I need to cancel for whatever reason. Like I said, I do have health problems. I'm also helping to take care of my mom, who's literally dying from a brain tumor, which sucks. So she should be heading home, I think, from the hospital this week, so things might get changed up. So keep an eye on there for future streams. Next stream, I will not be playing this, just a fair warning. So if you're watching this for Ninja Gaiden, I won't be playing this next time. I will be doing Horizon Zero Dawn, giving that another playthrough and seeing if my opinion of the game has changed, which I didn't really like it so much the first time. Then after that, I might play, either do 2 or 3 streams of Horizon Zero Dawn, or I might play another Ninja Gaiden game in between. I think I might just might either finish this up next time, like after, so it'd be not the 26th. So like the 28th, I might come back and either finish this game, or I just might play through maybe Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge or number 2. We'll have to see. Play it by ear. I'll see how I feel on Tuesday. So for now, thanks for hanging out. Let's see if there's anybody streaming I should host up. Not really, which is fine. So hopefully see you guys next time, and peace out.